Hi everyone, I'm Jason Lai. Today we present our contracted project management plan for the emergency restoration of Yu Heng Road after the catastrophic black storm landslide in September 2023. I handled the research and tried everything to PM block. On the 8th September 2023, Hong Kong recorded the highest hourly rainfall in 140 years to 158 millimeters in 1 hour, triggering 601 landslides. The landslide above Yu Heng Road dumped roughly 2,500 cubic meters of debris, completely burying the road and isolating Yau Tong estate residents. In reality, the government needs 9 months to fully be opened the road. Our mission was to produce a contractor plan that is faster, safer, and more resilient by strictly applying PM block principle across the scope, time, cost, risk, procurement, and especially stakeholder management. We therefore set an aggressive but realistic target of 185 candidate days while never compromising public safety. Everything you will see the expanded WBS, the use of LiDAR, the risk matrix, and the overlapping procurement. This is not a theoretical exercise, it's a practical buildable plan. Next, I will walk you through our detailed scope and WBS. For the WBS and all table, we decomposed the project into 6 phases and 29 activities, much more detailed than unusual because real recovery needs generalities. Phase 1, emergency planning. Phase 2, safety and 250 cubic meters debris clearance. Phase 3, investigation. Here we add the leader survey so we can see under the distance vegetation. Phase 4, the short terms, so leveling and practical responding. Phase 5, long-term returning wall, climate res resilient drainage, and permanent monitoring sensor inspired by the AGS site visit. Lastly, phase 6, handover and lesson learned. Okay, I will move my next slide to my next classmate. Thanks.
Hi, Professor. My name is Zhongchi from Group 2. As you can see, we built a detailed activity end node network with 29 activities. The original pure finish-to-start logic gave us 210 calendar days. As you can see, to follow the safety-first rule, the activity 2.1 isolate hazardous areas, set traffic diversions, would be the first thing to do to protect the public after emergency initiation. Also, temporary barriers like Activity 2.2 should be installed to provide safe environment for further debris clearance works. But by realistically dividing the site into Part A and Part B, and applying smart start-to-start and finish-to-finish relationships on 4 key activities: pavement repair, approval process, material procurement, and utilities restoring, we overlapped work safely and cut the duration to 185 days, that is 25 days faster, while still keeping everything and critical paths fully constructible. Also, the temporary partial road reopening duration is decreased from 47 days to 44 days. You can see the critical path runs mainly through long-term reinforcement with green arrow, or the flow time are marked. In summary, we saved the 25 days using parallel works. By dividing working area to different parts, we add start-to-start, finish-to-finish relationship on the diagram to optimize the milestone. That's my part. Thanks.
I'm Lam Chat Lam, student number 23001211G. I was responsible for the risk management, cost, and procurement. After these devastated accidents, we took risks very seriously. The matrix you see shows the top threats. Further heavy rainfall has an 80% probability and could delay us up to 20 days. So we build in a 50% time contingency, flexible barriers, and real-time sensor, dropping residue risk to medium. Climate change escalation sits at 70% probability. We could counter it with an enhanced drainage and vegetation barrier design for future 200 mm hour storms, again reducing residue risk to medium. Resource shortages, safety incidents, and budget overruns are all brought down to the low residue risk through early procurement and strict control. These circles gives the instant visual even after mitigation. Rainfall and climate change remains the dominant concern, which is why resilience drives our entire plan. The cost baseline is approximately in 15 million Hong Kong dollars, derived by analogous estimating from similar 2023 landslide projects, with the S-curve peaking in phase 5. For procurement, speed is critical. The emergency phase uses the single resourcing from the existing framework contractor, while permanent works adopt a fast hybrid of construction manager and risk plus design build to balance speed, quality, and the budget. Thank you, and I will hand over to the next speaker.
I am Tam Chun Ho. For time management, we applied PMBOK principle to ensure precision and efficiency. First, we broke the scope into 29 activities using a work breakdown structure. Then, we built a AON network with smart sequencing, incorporating realistic start-to-start and finish-to-finish overlap. Duration estimation were based on actual data, expert input, and weather buffer. Using critical path method, we identified reinforcement works such as the longest path and optimize it through forward and backward paths. Finally, we applied fast checking and selective crushing, cutting 25 days without compromising safety or quality. Next, resources management. We start early planning, identifying key resources like geotechnical engineer, operator, etc., and link them to the work breakdown structure through a resources breakdown structure. Estimation were realistic, considering the tight Hong Kong market after extreme weather events. To secure resources quickly, we overlapped procurement and adopt a CM at risk delivery method. Team development focused on multi-agents coordinations and assigning tasks based on strength. Finally, proactive control measures such as contingency reserve, backup supplier, and resources leveling helped prevent overload and ensured smooth execution. For stakeholder management, we identified both internal parties like CDD and Highway Department and external parties including resident, bus companies, and media. Our engagement plan emphasized transparency through apps, notice board, and town hall meetings. We actively involved residents in risk assessment and delivered quick wins, such as parcel name reopening. To build trust, continuous monitoring through certification, checking, and lesson learned session kept expectation.
This is Chelsea Chen Wei Shan being responsible for talking about the recommendation and conclusions. So the first recommendation will be to adopt the LiDAR for slope survey as mentioned by the NIH in 2025. And the second suggestion is to install a permanent real-time monitoring sensors as mentioned in AGS in 2025 as well. And the third recommendation is to apply the BIM 3D modeling for future projects to ensure the project accuracy and efficiency can be increased. So the fourth suggestion will be to enhance the resilience by making good use of the resources such as the advanced drainage or the vegetarian barriers, as mentioned in the GEO report, to allow the massive rainfall to flow without the obstructions. And the following recommendation is to conduct the post-event audits regularly, and this could ensure every official can timely follow up the affected areas and always review the procedure taken with an aim to better the performance under the similar circumstances next time. So the sixth recommendation will be to design the public infrastructure for accommodating the extreme weather and to enhance the public safety and minimize the threats in the long run. So the seventh recommendation is to launch a mobile app or website for every resident or the citizens living nearby can actively update the report the real-time situation nearby so that every stakeholder can be instantly informed when they are in the danger. And finally, and it is believed that the AI technology will non-stop become more influential and affect human life in the long run. So by integrating the AI technology and into the project planning, together with the human double checking for the future plans, so it is believed that the project designs will be more than flawless. So in conclusion, our report can highlight an applicability of a landslide restoration plan in the real life, and in the same time, we can also remind the stakeholders on the importance of making full preparation before the disaster comes, and so that to foster a better urban management planning in the society. And this is the end of our presentation. Thank you.